From the offensive perspective, the start of the game wasn't very nice. Žalgiris couldn't score in one-on-one situations. And Panathinaikos were not able to convert great opportunities from the 3-point line. And even when Žalgiris made mistakes on defense, Panathinaikos were not able to take advantage. Anderson and Yevtokas decides to switch in the middle of the play, and wide open Mavrokefadilis misses the shot. On the other hand, Žalgiris players were making these kind of shots. But despite poor shooting, they were still in the game, by scoring points near the basket. It was due to the desire to create fast break opportunities. And poor defense by Žalgiris. At first, Anderson gambles for a steal, then doesn't box out his man, and is finally left defending no one, while Panathinaikos scores easy points. Anderson tries to press Papas, but he smartly uses that for his own advantage and scores easy points. Of course, Greeks were not perfect as well. They picked up questionable fouls that would later cost them free throws. And had temporary blackouts, like not having their hands up while defending player like Anderson. Well, if we are discussing defense, we should take a look at the pick and roll. Both teams use trap defensive tactic. It's the tactic when guard goes over the top of the screen and tries to prevent player with the ball from taking the shot, while at the same time big guy aggressively comes out over the 3-point line and either tries to prevent ball handler from driving or makes him pick up the ball and kick it out. Here it's done by Žalgiris, and here it's done by Panathinaikos. The funny thing was that both teams were prepared for this kind of tactic. So everything that ball handler had to do was pass the ball to their teammate, who was standing nearby, and beat scrambling defense that is trying to get back to their position. This tactic was most often used against Diamantidis. And Milaknis, who was reading this kind of defense like it's nobody's business. But a major plot twist occurred in the third quarter. Žalgiris started to miss their opportunities. And Panathinaikos fast break engine, which was already hot in the first half, started to work at full capacity. Also, Athens team started to make their threes. They were not able to hit anything in the first half, but started to make these kind of shots in the third. The craziest part about their 27 points quarter was that Žalgiris had the fewest defensive mistakes during that 10-minute span. So, after 3 weird quarters, we came to this. You would guess that things changed. but as one song says, all the habits die hard. Panathinaikos got back to chunking their threes. Žalgiris continued its romance with bad defense. Here, Ulanovas, a small forward, gets beaten off the dribble by Mavrokefadilis, a center. Anderson waves his hands but can't grasp to anything, and Gniaknovits gets the rebound. And both teams still got burned by their pick and roll defense. One more usual thing was the stoppage of Žalgiris offense. Let's take a look at this possession. At first, no one is at the top to take the pass from trapped Milaknis. Then Jankūnas can get open for a post-up. Ulanovas and Jankūnas need 2 passes to start pick and roll. And even when they manage to do that, from somewhere comes Robertas Jevtokas and disrupts Ulanovas' drive. The only thing that can save this possession is a miracle. And that's what you call this fading of balance 3 by Milaknis, with the shot clock running out. It's even more frustrating when you can clearly see that they can do better on the very next possession. Blaming one player for the loss sounds very stupid. But despite this, you can't ignore all the crazy stuff that was done by Vladimir Giankovits. First, he saves tragical Žalgiris possession by fouling a 3-point shooter. Then he takes 2 ill-advised shots with defender in his face at crucial possessions. And finally, loses his focus on defense. With only 3 seconds on the shot clock, he manages to get stuck on an obvious screen while guarding the player that everyone knew was going to take the shot. That forces Diamantidis to help and leave Will Cherry free to get the offensive rebound. And even after that, he gets a brain freeze and it's unable to get into position to defend Cherry's drive. This leads to 2 free throws and essentially the end of the game.